told I'm live, but I'm also blind, so I can't see. Okay, I am live. Alright, I couldn't see chat. Everything was messing up. Alright. I can't actually play this game in Italian, so I'm going to switch back to English. This is Pony Island. The category I'm going to be running today is all tickets. All tickets is essentially the closest thing we have to 100% in this run, so you're going to be seeing as much of the game as you would ever see in a speed run. I'm going to get kicking. I'm guessing we're ready to go if we're live already, so I'm just going to be starting in...
Whenever you want the countdown.
Alright, cool. I'm going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so there are 24 collectible tickets in this game that we need to unlock the true ending and the final boss fight. What I'm going to do immediately is the game boots me into a kind of fake video game. So I'm going to go into the options menu, and I need to fix the start button, because the start button wouldn't work if I hit it. And then that actually makes the back button fall. So I'm going to try and catch the back button to place it back in its right position, while simultaneously hitting a free ticket button, just so I can do less clicks and it optimizes and saves time. And here's the main puzzle mechanic of the game. You'll see these portals, and then you hit them, and then you have to switch these little blocks around that have these different arrow shapes on them, and you have to guide a key, usually a key. At some point later it becomes a butterfly, but that'll be explained. You have to guide whatever the object is to the bottom of the screen into whatever hole it needs to go to finish the puzzle, and then something will happen. So now that we have everything done and we're actually getting into the video game, I guess I can explain right now. Well, we don't have anything to do except jump. So this is kind of a game about a video game. In this game, Satan himself, the actual devil, created a video game in an attempt to take your soul, basically. And so we have to try and escape from the video game. We don't really know what's going on right now. That's actually explained in like a minute or so. A minute and a half, 2 minutes. But for now, we're just trying to play the game. So this is kind of the gameplay mechanic of Satan's game. We just kind of have to... This moves on its own, so it moves at the same speed, and we just kind of have to jump over wherever the gates are with left click. What a minor optimization I can do is I can kind of position my mouse where I need it to be as soon as the level ends. So when the progress bar reaches the end, I can just go into here and do this. This is an optional puzzle that will grant me my 3rd ticket. And then I can go here. And there's going to be a portal around here. And then I can drag these arrows and crash the game. There we go. And then we get to go into a cutscene. During this cutscene, I'm going to be trying to do some stuff in the background to get some tickets. So I'm going to have to multitask a bit here. So I'm going to have to play this arcade game kind of type thing. So for a ticket, I need to get 51 score in this arcade game. But meanwhile, I'm also trying to advance the text and some of the cutscenes that are happening in the messenger boxes at the bottom of the screen right now. So I have to focus so I don't die in this. Okay, I got the ticket. And now I can just keep mashing. I'm gonna try and move my cursor here. Because what happens is, at the end of this cutscene, at that point right here, what Satan will try to do is move your cursor over to the Pony Island icon so you play the game. And if it's already there, he doesn't have to scroll as much, so it saves time. And now I need to... a little thing for if you're trying to 100% complete this game with all the tickets. Basically, anytime there's some sort of title screen, click the head of the left pony, and there's most likely a secret ticket. So, now we have to go into the game. We can't do anything here. We just have to let ourselves get killed because there's going to be enemies that we can't defend us against. And then once we game over, we can go into the options, advanced options. If we go to the audio here, and up all these audio sliders, we can print a ticket. And then we have to go through this set of options here to get to the pony lasers that the devil does not want us to get to. So, we have to do this set of puzzles. Basically, whenever we try and get closer to the pony lasers box, the window will kind of move away. So we have to keep increasing the size of the box until he can't move it because it covers the whole screen. And then we can click the pony lasers. These portals are in the same 3 spots every time, so I do kind of know where I'm going with these. There's a hidden arrow up there. Alright, and that's those set of puzzles, and then we get the lasers. And you might notice something, is that there's a kind of lag whenever I hit something with the laser. So as I get into this gameplay mechanic, I'm going to be doing something called kill delays. So the way that a kill delay works is basically, as I mentioned earlier, whenever I attack something, the game lags a tiny bit. So, and the way that the game spawns enemies is that there's a timer after a wave of enemies is defeated until the next wave of enemies appears. There's the 8th ticket, by the way. And basically, if I wait longer to finish off an enemy wave, then it'll take longer for the next enemy wave to spawn. Which basically means I have to do less enemy waves, meaning I have to kill less enemies, meaning I have to make less lag happen, meaning less time loss. It's a very good thing. I like to play safe sometimes, though, especially in a marathon setting. I don't want to get too risky with waiting too long. Because the way that these enemies actually work is if you go long enough without killing them, they'll charge at you, which will kill you. So I want to be really careful, because it's scary sometimes to do some of these kill delays. Okay, I'm just gonna get rid of that whole line there. I can't. Okay, I cannot see what I'm doing right now. Alright, we're good. So, right now, we're coming up on one of the biggest skips of the run, actually. What I'm gonna do here is... Alright, so first off, I need to enter this boss fight. So the way the boss fights work are there are 3 core files that I need to destroy Pony Island, and each of them is guarded by a demon. And each one, 2 of them are kind of... One's like a quiz game, one's a puzzle-based fight, and one's just a straight-up boss fight. But for this fight, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the game here so I can position my button on the delete core file button, despite it being in the cage. And since the button still works even when it's in the cage, I can use pause menu to guide my cursor over there and hit the button. And then I can pause the game to move my cursor over to the confirm delete button, and that'll skip the entire fight. I'm originally supposed to do 4 puzzles to unlock the cage that the delete button is in order to delete the file, but with that pause strat, I can skip the entire fight, and it just saves a ton of time. So now we're getting into the second thing here, where we need to get access to the next core file by playing, by kind of just going through these files, go through these accounts, and figuring out what to do to get to the next core file. So I have to wait through some cutscenes. I'm opening this file for later. You see this triangle in the top right corner that I have. That's for a ticket in a few minutes. And then here I'm going to do this as soon as I get in the profile. In the text boxes, Hopeless Soul would be telling me to do this. To just do the steps I just did with this tool. But since I already did them, he notices I already did them and will go through the text as fast as he can. the way that text scrolling works in these messenger boxes is the bigger the text, the more the amount of text, the longer it'll take for the next text to show up because it gives you more time to read. And it's kind of realistic typing speeds, you know, those are things. I have to wait until he mentions going into the corrupted profile before the game lets me into the corrupted profile. There are 2 tickets in here, and then I click this eyeball, go back in here, and if this was in the right spot, I would do that, which is why I opened that earlier. And then once I'm in here, I have to do this. I have to roll for a bit. There we go. I get a ticket there for getting 6 of 3 material in a row because Satan. And then here, just like I said earlier, whenever there's a title screen, hit the top left head, you're gonna get a secret ticket. You're gonna get a secret ticket puzzle. So before we dive back into Pony Island, Adventure Mode. So Adventure Mode is going to be the next part of the game, which is going to happen for the rest of Act 2. And it is kind of annoying, in all honesty. It's going to be a lot of the gameplay levels where I kind of just have to wait for my Pony to reach the right side of the screen to beat the level. So, kind of auto-scrollery. Have to do a lot of kill delays, which, as I mentioned, I'm not a big fan of because they're very scary. But there's more stuff to explain when I get in there. But for now, I have to learn this new puzzle mechanic, which is these purple squares. Basically, if there's 2 purple squares on the board, I should explain, the key will only move if there's every empty square on the board is filled. But if there are 2 purple squares on the board, when the key reaches 1 purple square, it'll head to the other purple square. And you can use that to hop columns, which is very important. Okay, and then we're being told by Hopeless Soul that we want to go to the north in our quest, because that's where our best chance at opening a portal to the second core file is. And then Satan interrupts, and now we get to play Adventure Mode. So immediately, what we need to do is get our laser power back. Okay, we have laser power now. That was a really bad start. There are some positions you can hold your laser, while enemies will fly right into the laser while trying to charge at you. I don't trust this game, though. But yeah, this is the gist of Adventure Mode, and they also introduced these big enemies. Now, the catch with these big enemies is that they, alone, can waste up to a second worth of lag if you try and kill them. So a lot of the times we're going to try not to kill them. There are going to be, like, 3 in the whole run that I'm actually going to kill. And there I actually did something. You might have noticed I paused the game and unpaused it. After each level in Adventure Mode, there's a little, like, the game stops for a second before loading the map screen. But for some reason, if you pause and unpause, it'll go straight back to the map screen. And that's called a pause cancel, because you pause the game and unpause it to skip a little load type thing. And it saves a little bit of time that adds up each level in Adventure Mode. And you can also do it in a few levels later in the run. So it's just a good technique that saves some time. And here, as I mentioned, this can waste up to a second of lag just trying to kill one of those guys, one of those big guys. But I like to do it in this stage because this stage is actually really hard if you keep them alive. And then, yeah, this stage in general is actually really challenging. The gates in this stage are not in very nice positions. That was a good pause cancel. Alright. So here we're going to do a puzzle, because what Satan wants us to do right now is grind EXP to get the wings, but we're going to use this puzzle, thanks to Hopeless Soul, to fuck with the game and we're gonna get 100 experience immediately, and we're gonna get pony wings. Now, what's great about the pony wings is every time I pull the pony wings out, I get a tiny, teeny bit of lag. So although I can use them to save myself if I get a bad jump, that'll actually lose a little bit of time every time I use them unnecessarily. But I exited this stage originally, actually, because you're supposed to find out that, hey, there's a gap that you can't cross without the wings. But I hit back immediately and the game recognizes I left the stage, so it let me into this stage. It let me into the next stage, rather. Alright, then we have this stage. So as I mentioned, every time you open the wings where it's not necessary, you'll lose a little bit of time to lag. So I'm going to try not doing it, even though it does make these jumps a lot safer. And there are some times where it's straight up required to do so, like here, where I just kind of have to take the lag time loss. And here I can actually try and stack lag effects. If I have to open my wings at any point and there's enemies on screen, I might try doing both at the same time. Because you can actually have lag effects play at the same time, but it won't double lag the game, it'll only lag once, so that's less lag on the game. And here I'm gonna get 2 tickets, like real zippy fast. I'm gonna get this one by manipulating how the map works. And then I'm gonna go into this secret level, where if I wait for a little bit, there's this coin. When I collect this coin, I can go back to the start of the world map. And there's going to be a secret square right here. And then right here. Right here. And I'm going to go for boat glitch here, where I mess up the hitbox and I run across the side of this boat. I don't know why it happens, but it happens. But at the end of this boat ride, you get to play as a Crusader, and you also get a ticket. The reason why there's a Crusader in this game is actually because this game has a very weird lore that I don't 100% understand that involves the Crusades and Jerusalem and something like that. And arcade machines, I guess? I don't know. It's a very weird lore that I don't understand, but the Crusader is involved in it. So you just gotta respect the fact that the Crusader's there. And, coming up this stage is actually one of the more interesting ones in the run, because this has, as I mentioned earlier, lag stacking. You can stack instances of lag on top of each other. I'm going to actually be doing that on this stage, because this stage has 3 different of these big enemies that spawn throughout the stage, and I'm going to try and stack 2 on top of each other. To do that, I need to actually fall a little bit while winging, and that's one of the scariest things in this run, but if I do it right there, I kill 2 of those at the same time, and since the game doesn't double lag when I do 2 things that lag the game at the same time, you have to kill some of the enemies in the stage, or else you will not make it through the stage, no question, with 3 of these guys firing at you. I was able to only have half the lag of killing an enemy there, which is great. Here's a puzzle that's going to abuse a bit of a mechanic, where if an arrow that is designed to change columns is in a column where it can't move you, there's no column wrapping, so it'll just act as a down arrow. So, since I put a left-moving arrow in the leftmost column, the game didn't really know what to... the way it's worked is, since I put a left-moving arrow in the leftmost column, the game made the left-moving arrow act as a down-moving arrow, and I can use that to clear that puzzle in literally just one downward swoop through the column. And now we have more adventure mode shenanigans. Alright. And then I have to do this, where I kind of have to use the cursor to know where the next square is. Since the square's in the same place every time, I know where to go. I know where to move my cursor. And now this stage, going to introduce this. This is a stronger version of those big enemies you might have seen. They have more health, their projectile is a lot bigger, and they move around a bit. So they're very scary. And I, for safety, am going to get rid of that one. There's one other safety one I'm going to get rid of. Actually, no, I think the other one I have to get rid of is a required one, but that's one of the ones I'm getting rid of for safety's purpose. Like, I don't need to get rid of that one, and I can probably save 2 seconds for not getting rid of it, but, like, it's ridiculously hard to not kill him. In fact, I might play extra safety and kill both the big guys in the next stage. Probably. Just marathon safety. I don't want to die in adventure mode during a marathon. We'll see how I feel. I don't know. This is the last stage. I killed this guy for safety. Even though I don't really feel safe while he's still alive. Cool. And I'll see how I feel about this enemy. Okay, no. I'm gonna take the time to just get rid of him. Alright, so that's the end of adventure mode, kinda. Basically, Satan has not coded enough levels for us to continue progressing in adventure mode. So he's gonna try and get us to quit the game here. We're gonna say no, and then he's gonna try and dislocate the button for no, and so we're gonna do this puzzle to fix it. So that we can actually say no to him telling us to stop playing the fucking video game. This is a puzzle that's kind of boring because it takes multiple loops through to get everything to the right number you need to get it to just finish the puzzle. And then if you're not careful, you can have your position set. Alright, and then we say no to quitting the game, and now this is going to happen. Satan's going to say, okay, no, actually, I fucking told you to take a fucking break. So he's going to do this. And then this is going to happen. Now we can walk through this place kind of on our own. So we're just going to follow this snowman trail to where we need to go. We need to find a glitchy start screen right here. Hit this portal, and then do this puzzle. Where we just need to loop this around a little bit. Alright, and then once that's good, we can just... like that. And then we have access to this place. Here I'm going to get a hidden ticket. If I go this way, a little bit away from the normal area, there's a glitchy Cinnabar Island from Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow. And if I walk along the coast of Cinnabar for a little bit, there's going to be a missing no. And with spawning that missing no, you get a ticket. Really fucking weird Easter egg, and I don't know why the developer thought anyone would ever fucking think of that. But that's a secret. So, you have to do it. And then this is a really long puzzle where you have to loop a lot of things several times, so if you have any announcements to make or things to read, this is a good time to do so. Alright, and then after this, we load a glitched version of the world map. Where we're gonna walk this way to where the boss is. But before we actually do the boss, we're gonna actually go down here. Because there's the boss. But there's a secret character down here that if we boot him up, we have to sit through a cutscene, and then at the end of the cutscene, he'll give us a ticket. So I'm just gonna wait here. So again, if you have anything to read, I literally just have to wait for like a minute while this cutscene happens. game has a good soundtrack. Okay. Once that happens, I know the cutscene's over, and I can enter this final boss room. So what happened there was I started a cutscene, but you can walk around during that cutscene, so I started the cutscene and then just, like, walked away from the cutscene. So the cutscene was still playing because I started it, but since I don't need to be there for the cutscene, I just kind of walked over to where I needed to go after the cutscene, and then as soon as the cutscene ended, I entered the level. So now we have a boss fight. Satan tries to pretend that it's against him, but soon after, early into the boss fight, something's gonna happen. Let's get some colon close square bracket in the chat, please. And then, yeah, so Hopeless Soul's gonna create a portal, and we're gonna be brought to the demon that is the guardian of the second core file. Here's probably the only, like, most legitimate boss fight in this game against Beelzebub here. So this thing has several attacks based on what you do. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to destroy the jaw first. Because you see that attack where he kind of shot these stone spikes at me? Basically, that attack is slow to get because it makes you focus your laser somewhere other than hitting the boss. However, he only does that attack when his jaw is intact. So if we get rid of his jaw first, we don't have to worry about diverting our laser shots while we hit the eyeball in the forehead. And then right here, the game's gonna move our cursor in-game, but our cursor's gonna stay in the same position. So my actual cursor is still on the delete core file right now. So right at the end of this cutscene, the game is going to move my cursor back to the delete core file button. So I just need to wait here for the cutscene to end, and then I can mash my trackpad button. Okay, cool. So that's Act 2. That's the end of Act 2. We've gotten rid of the second core file, but security breach, we're getting toxic gassed. We dead. Is that something I hear? What? Where are we? What's happening? Oh. Oh, okay, so... Alright, that was that. Alright, so now we're into Act 3. As always, click the left pony head, get a secret ticket. Here, the game's gonna kind of pretend that we don't know it. This Louis, he was a character that was created at the end of Act 2, that I kind of walked around his creation, but he is kind of made as a mascot. Yeah, this game is really interesting. Like, it's really weird, but it's really interesting. So, at the beginning here, we don't have any of our old mechanics. All we have is our jump. Like, I'm even right-clicking, and I don't even have the ability to shoot a laser. So, right now we have incredibly basic gameplay. We can pause cancel it here, though. So you're gonna see... Yeah. Fortunately, I haven't failed the pause cancel yet, so you haven't seen what it normally looks like. Now we have a gust of wind, which kind of basically acts as our pony laser. And we are going to have to blow away butterflies to stop them from tickling you, is what this game gives. So, with this kind of revamped version that we're in right now, we actually do not lag the game. We don't have the lag effects that were in the old version. So, there's gonna be... We are able to kill the butterflies to our heart content, and we're also able to use our wings to our heart content. These unlock once you enter the third stage. And so, now we have basically all our moves back. And alright, so now we're gonna just go through levels with all of our stuff. So yeah, we don't have to focus on trying to delay our kills now. We literally just have to... We can literally just get everything out of the way as soon as possible, which is good, because it makes me feel safer. I can wing all I want, it just feels so good. And this flagpole's kind of glitched. We don't pause cancel this one because there's a cutscene after this one instead of a new level load. And we have a puzzle break because the flag post broke. So the puzzle breaks are going to be... We have to guide the butterfly home. This is like the puzzles that you saw earlier in the game with the keys that we use to unlock stuff. The butterfly actually pauses a bit, and here, it actually takes a little bit into Louie's text for the butterfly to start moving. And that actually gives us enough time to finish the puzzle before the butterfly even starts moving. And then here we get our new mechanic. So we're going to go over here. We're going to hit this switch. We're not really going to be able to do anything until we get this. This is a new sign that will create kind of a split image of us to the right, as well as also moving us downwards. And we can use that to help get a butterfly home. It doesn't matter what butterfly gets home, even if it's a blue one and not the actual pink one. We just need a butterfly to get home, which we're going to be doing in this puzzle as well. Alright, so that's the end of the first puzzle break. Very good. Now we have a second section of platforming where we're going to get a new mechanic. Also, we're going to have our progress bar from the bottom is going to be working again, which is good because it lets me know how close I am to the end of the stage. But we're also going to get corrupted butterflies. If I shoot a corrupted butterfly, I will reset the stage. So I do not want to shoot the corrupted butterflies, I want to shoot the normal butterflies. Like that. Alright. Cool. Kind of scary positions on the corrupted butterflies right now. I usually like all or nothing positions where there's either all normal butterflies or all corrupted butterflies. Pause cancel there. That felt like a sloppy pause cancel. Okay, I'm gonna be careful here because I'm getting antsy. There are a lot of... Okay, yeah, here we have a nothing, so just don't hold right click. Good. Kind of getting nervous right now. And, alright, now we're at the end of the stage. Here, there's a ticket, if we grab that, and then there's Jesus. Okay, so now we have the big enemies from ye old adventure mode. This is the worst part of the run. So this is like one of the big enemies, except it has a corrupted butterfly shield, and we can't shoot the corrupted butterflies. However, enemies are going to spawn halfway through this stage. So, although it is recommended in any other category to take down Jesus to not have to deal with the luck that happens from enemy pattern spawns, actually, we can't kill Jesus. Because we get a ticket for keeping Jesus alive. This is horribly luck-based, because if we get bad enemy patterns, where enemies go inside the corrupted butterflies, sometimes it's impossible to complete that. So the fact that I just did that first try, I am freaking out. Oh my god. That is the worst part of the run. It is entirely luck-based whether the game lets you continue. And in all tickets, it's required. In normal, any other category, like any percent or no major skips, that only takes like a second and a half if you want to kill Jesus, like a second to a second and a half. And it's just so much safer that you literally should do it. Even if you're going for fucking world record, you should kill Jesus. But in all tickets, you're required to do it in order to get a ticket. Okay. And now we have this again. So now our old wings are actually back. So if I were to take out my wings, I would have a lag effect, so I don't want to take out my wings. Well, I don't want to take out my wings when optional. Obviously, when required, I want to take them out. I'm still shaking after that Jesus, holy fuck. That was an enemy glitch. An enemy freeze glitch. Some reason, I don't know, sometimes the enemies just decide to freeze. I don't know. It's cool, I guess, when it happens. Alright, so here Jesus spawns again. However, as soon as Jesus spawns, there are going to be no more normal enemy waves for the rest of the stage, so I don't need to worry about Jesus, because as long as I'm good at dodging the stars, and we're good. Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright, and then Louie's going to appear with a corrupted butterfly shield. This is kind of random. He can either have 4, 5, or 6 butterflies in this shield, but no matter how many he has, we have not found a way to shoot him through the shield, but either way, you have to shoot him as soon as the butterflies disappear. And then there's a puzzle here, and then we have to do this set of things correctly, and then also as soon as this happens, as soon as this split happens, we can move these two. We can move this, and we're done with the worst part of the run. Okay, so right now, I'm going to start this cutscene. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get a ticket there. Alright, so now we're in the beta version. Basically what's going to happen in this run is we've slept for 331 years after the toxic gas at the end of Act 2. And we are going to have to try and get to the 3rd core file by playing 3 beta versions of Pony Island. And there's going to be 3 beta versions of Pony Island. And we're going to have to play all 3 of them to get access. No matter what... Actually, let me check something. 20... Okay, we have the right ticket count right now, so we're not missing any tickets. So we have to play all 3 of these in any order. No matter which order you do, whatever your 3rd one is the one that'll be the one that gives you access to the core file. Oh, jeez. So... I'm just going to do this in this order, because it's the one I'm used to. I do want to start switching to do Devil Island first, because I am starting to find that one a bit harder than this one, but my eyesight is bad, so sometimes I mess up on this one. So we have to play through 3 different kind of alternate versions of Pony Island that was scrapped before the main version was made. And this one is a 3D version, where we don't have lasers, by the way, and we don't have wings. We just have a straight-up jump, and we have to get through this stage right here. This is a really tricky stage, and I don't want to die on it, so I'm gonna hope I don't. No! Okay, that's bad. That was an early jump. That was a really early jump. Oh god, that was so bad. So yeah, when you get hit, you just have to go back to the beginning of the stage. Whatever. I'm really nervous. Okay, there we go. That's Pony Island 3D. Gonna wait for Hopeless Soul to talk more. And then we're gonna go into Devil Island. We're gonna have to wait a little bit here. So to get this secret, we have to wait here for this. This will start filling the screen up with blood, and we have to wait for it to fill all the way to the top before we can get the ticket, so just have to wait a little bit. You found it. Secret message. Congrats. Okay. Once I hear that sound, I know I have the ticket. So I can go on to Devil Island, which is kind of a role reversal. The devil's running through the stage, and ponies are spawning as enemies. I said, there they go. This has the same stuff as every other thing. The kill delays you want to do. It has the wings will lag the game. So, this is actually kind of the last normal type stage that we have in the run, so I just want this one to be over with, kind of. There's another enemy glitch, that's what it looks like. And I can pause cancel that. Saves a tiny bit of time. Our only option is to keep trying. Alright. And then here we have text-based. Pony Island. Which is really dumb. So, I already know what each prompt is, so I just kind of have to type it in advance. And then get ready to enter it whenever I can enter it. And I actually don't have to type in the full stuff, so like it's gonna give me the options. It's gonna say like all this stuff. I just need to type short term that the game will know I'm trying to type the full words. So I'm gonna type ticket. I'm gonna type fix. I'm gonna type back, and it's gonna know what I want. And then I can also just type start. And then we have to play the game text-based, where it's gonna do the text. And we have to wait for the prompt, and then we have to do the prompt. Okay, actually, I got that. If you enter in a short enough amount of time before the prompt is given to you, you can actually do the prompt before it's given. And then for this last part, we have the flagpole. It doesn't matter what we do with the flagpole. Alright. Alright, and once you do all three of the betas, you can get a portal. I'm opening a portal. Alright, and then this portal will lead to, once it loads, this can take a little bit to load sometimes. Asmodeus. Alright, so Asmodeus is kind of the third boss type thing in the run. This is kind of a quiz, and it's kind of a game where we have to keep our eyes on Asmodeus and not get distracted while he's trying to deceive and distract us. Fortunately, I already know all the answers to everything, so I don't really actually need to focus on him like he thinks I need to. However, there's a little bit of a thing that's kind of important about this game, and that is it pauses when you click out of it. So if you unfocus the game, or pause and unpause the game, you'll lose this challenge and go back to the beginning of the question that you're on. So now he's going to task us with saying his name, in which we're going to say Asmodeus. And now we get to say something vile. Now, disgusting. When we say something disgusting, we literally get to say anything here. So I could literally say, for example, Deathline. Like, you just have to answer, like, a one-character answer, and that's probably faster. And then the game gives you a fake Steam notification trying to throw you off while it tells you what to type next. So the game's trying to fake Steam notification me. These are all fake Steam notifications. Meanwhile, telling us to write the phrase infernal. I'm not even looking at the screen. Alright. And now he's going to pretend that we actually sent those messages and tell us to apologize by sending a Steam message, but we're too smart to fall from that. Yeah, I'm sorry to my friend that I told them deafblind. This is such a bad thing for me to do. No. No. That words per meter bar does not change at all. It doesn't actually track your words per meter in this game. It just always has that. 24 indicates you're a moron. Words per minute. Why did I say meter? So we're below him right now. It's gonna flash to say, remember this. Just as the pony sparkles. Tries to deceive us into not looking at him, because he's gonna ask us what was written below him, and we're gonna say, remember this. Alright, cool. Next off, he's going to ask us to say 666, but when the typing bar appears below him, it's going to say, actually type 777. So we're going to type 777. And here is the last part of the quiz. We're going to do a little skip here. So, to try and trick you out one last time, Asmodeus is going to pretend to crash the game in this sequence. However, we could skip that by force losing the thing before the fake crash by pausing, and then while he's saying we lose, we can type the code, and then when we respawn, he's going to give us this text, which is after the memorization, and will allow us to win the fight and delete him. Also at the same time, since I mentioned pausing causes you to lose, I actually went to the pause menu because there is a hidden ticket in the graphics setting while you are in the game. The graphics settings tab of the pause menu has a ticket while you are in the game. And that's Asmodeus. So now with Asmodeus gone, there's nothing left to do except initiate a system dump, destroying Pony Island once and for all. So we have to sit through a cutscene here, where basically Hopeless Soul explains that we did it, and now we have to escape. Basically explaining we need to stay ahead of the system dump. So we're going to be playing as a pony to run away from the system dump. And after this text box, it's going to be right here. Alright, and now we have like a 6-minute auto-scroller for the escape. We just have to sit through like a 6-minute auto-scroller. We can't really do anything about it. So, if you have anything you want to say, read, I might head to the bathroom during this time. Once I know it starts. Yeah, I'm gonna do that now. It actually does not matter if I die in this section, because you see the bar at the top. Once I get stuff that'll actually damage me, like, let me show you. the bar was still going up while I was taking damage, so it does not matter if I take damage or not in this section. So I'm going to go to the bathroom, and I will be right back. Hopefully within the next 6 minutes. We still running? How are we doing? About 31%? Alright, cool. Satan's gonna start attacking us. That's interesting. He does this. You can, again, just kind of let everything happen to you. It does not matter. I'm gonna try jumping some stuff for funsies. Yeah, so there's no limit to the amount of times you can die. Although we're losing souls, we can't actually, like, fully die completely, ever. So... yeah. At around this point, we're gonna have Louie return to try and surprise attack us with some corrupted butterflies. Which can actually be a problem. Like, legitimately, this can be a problem. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and bully Louie into being higher on the screen, so that the corrupted butterflies are farther away from me. Oh, rip. Could not jump that. Alright, and then at this point in the dump, Louie's gonna be leaving soon, I believe. Maybe more around 80 instead of 75. So, I guess I should explain. In any other category, there would be time coming up at the end of this auto-scroller, but in all tickets, we're actually not going to be ending time at the end of this auto-scroller. So, just a heads up, that's not going to be happening. Time's still a little bit away. Alright, and at this point, Satan's gone. See ya. And at around this point, coming up soon, now there's nothing that can hurt us at this point. The souls are finally escaping. The dump's almost at 100%, so it's almost done. But not time. We're not there yet. Because we do have something. So, this is the ending of the game. We're in this place, which looks good. And we see a pony in the sky. It dinks at us. And then credits. So we're gonna sit through the credits here. Can't do anything to speed these up. We just have to sit through these until something happens. You get to see and thank everybody for playing the game. And for all the translations, and for the play testers. Also, this other guy in the credits that also has the last name Mullins. Where is he? Does not have any relation to Daniel Mullins, my bad, who created the game. And also, this is happening. So this Hopeless Soul talking to us now realizes we found every ticket. Because all we just want is some damn completion. So he's going to give us some completion in a secret, true, 3-phase final boss battle. So this is the end of the run. We're just going to be fighting Hopeless Soul here. So after this, here's phase 1. We can start hurting him right now, starting right here. We can move laterally now. And this is the fight against Hopeless Soul. So this first phase, we just have to dodge attacks. That is not the right jump button. I tried pressing space to jump instead of left mouse, and I got hecked. And you don't want to get hecked in this fight, because every time you take damage, Hopeless Soul actually heals a little bit. And you don't want that happening, so you want to take as little damage as possible in this fight in order to make sure he does not have to de-damage as much in order to take him out. That was weird. I swear I was not even in the blood yet. Whatever. Alright, and that's the end of the first phase here. He's going to talk more about having any proper boss has more than one phase. And we're going to go here. So this is going to be a shooter similar to the Pony Galaxy game that you saw at the very beginning of the run. That first hit usually happens. So we're going to be doing kind of a space shooter like this to try and hit Hopeless Soul now. Where we just have to dodge his attacks. He does the 2 same attacks in the same cycle over and over. So it's a very easy, predictable fight, and you just kind of want to keep hitting him as much as possible. Holding space will shoot faster than you could ever dream of mashing, so I'm going to be holding down space instead of thing. And also when I move towards him, the bullets can do a weird thing where they can form this giant laser, which can do a lot of damage really quickly because of the way the game works. So sometimes you'll see me here, like I'm trying to wiggle whenever I can, whenever I'm not already moving back and forth. Just to try and see if I can't get more damage in quicker via movement, weird stuff. A lot of time you end up having these guys already in your line of fire, so you don't need to spend extra effort dodging those. And with enough effort, phase 2 is down, And now we're on the final phase. So time is going to be at the end of this phase. And this is probably the easiest phase. We're going to be going into kind of a Pony Island 3D inspired segment where we just kind of have to keep shooting him until he dies. And then so time's at the end of this phase. He can also spawn hurdles. So this is his whole thing. This is all he does. It's just spawn hurdles and shoot enemies at us while moving around. If you're just holding your laser like this while he's shooting, you will never get hit by one of his enemies that he's summoning, so... The only thing to ever watch out for in this fight is when he summons a hurdle. Like that. So time's really soon. That's time. That's the game. That's all I have.
Nice.
What was my final time?
It's coming up on, looks like about 1:15, 1:20 maybe.
Okay. I want to know because this was actually a really good run, and I'm kind of curious.
Okay, 1:18.
1 hour 18 seconds.
Yes.
I just got world record by 11 seconds. This is huge. This is the first time I've ever held world record in this category. And also, after a year and a half of going for it, I finally have world record in all 3 categories of this game now.
In a marathon, dude. This is honestly groundbreaking.
That's fucking...
2 world
I did it!
So far.
Oh my god, That's why I got really nervous around the 3rd act, because I knew this could fucking be it. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Sure, Deathline will get this clipped as
soon
as
God. Alright, I'm just gonna keep freaking out, so whenever you're ready to take me off the air, just do it. Okay.
I'll go ahead and plug in a few things real quick.
Alright.
For AFSP.
Oh my god, I could cry right now.
Congratulations on your world record, man. Nice.
Alright.
I don't know if there's anything else much to say other than just good job, dude, because it was a really entertaining run, honestly.
Oh god.
And you did really good at it. So.
That was also a PB. My PB going into this was 1:01:41, so that was like a minute and a half to take world record by 10 seconds. Alright. I'm just like freaking out now, so again, just take me off whenever.
Yep. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and cut it off soon.
Alright.
And get us up on the next runner.